Harry, I'm with you here at the TFWA Asia Pacific show on the Global Drinks Limited stand. It's a very special week for you because you've brought a new baby to the industry. Tell us all about it.
Martin, no, thank you for this opportunity in having the chat about Misaka. So let me tell you. So what do we have? Martin, during the pandemic time, I had a lot of thinking time, a lot of downtime, and I've been very fortunate in my career to have worked with amazing brands, the likes of Chivas Regal, Royal Salute, Bunnahabhain, but it's always been a dream and always been a passion to own my own brand. And during that time of COVID, I thought, where can I take my business? What do I really want to do? And I have a passion for whiskey. And so I started to think about, maybe I can create my own brand. And so I went down the path of, but what whiskey do I want? Do I want a Scotch whiskey, an Irish whiskey, a Japanese whiskey? Japanese always started to come back to me. A couple of reasons why is that I love Japan as a country, and I've visited Japan many times. And whilst I love Scotch whiskey, Japanese whiskey is just something that I've just been very, very passionate about. And some of my favourite brands like Yamazaki, Hibiki, Hakushu, I just love those brands, and it was just time to do it now. If I didn't do it now, when would I do it? And so I guess during COVID, we all had different thoughts about where we want to take our business. Yeah. And I was very fortunate that our business was doing okay during that time as well. So much so we actually opened up a restaurant just at the end of COVID, right. As you know. And so the difficult part about Misaka was, how do I go about it? Where do I start? It's a great thought. Yeah. But where do we get to? How do you bring all this together?
You don't just create a new Japanese whiskey brand overnight. No. I imagine a hell of a lot must have gone into that.
It was a lot of work. I was very fortunate in that I was doing business with a local company called Frontier in Japan. Yep. We were doing some business on some champagne. So I just said to him one day, I said, you know what, I have this dream, I have this wish. I've tried to connect with a number of distilleries, but no luck. Can you please help me? This is what I'm looking for. Within about 3 weeks, they came back with 3 options. And so by the time they came back, I was actually able to travel to Japan. So I took a number of trips to Japan and met with the distilleries. But there was one distillery in particular called Minami Alps, which is just on the base of Mount Fuji, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and so after many meetings with them, we started to get somewhere. And where we started to get somewhere is the guys put up a proposal on having one SKU only. And for me, this was my dream. My dream is starting to come true.
Okay.
So this SKU here is this one here called our Misaka Whiskey Pure Malt.
Yep.
So what does Misaka mean firstly? So the water source from Misaka actually comes from the Misaka Mountain. So there's a fresh water stream 250 metres under the Misaka Mountain where the water is extracted from. Okay. And what I found really fascinating is nobody actually trademarked the name Misaka. So the first thing I did when I got back to Hong Kong after meeting is trademark the name. Yep. It sounds Japanese, and there's a great story, particularly water source being a major ingredient of whiskey. So the beauty of having that is that Japan were doing it quite tough economically at that time. And then the distillery could see that I was actually serious about what I wanted to do. Wasn't some random guy who walked off the street with a dream thinking, you know what, we'll create a whiskey and in another month I'll walk away from it. Yeah. So we created pure malt first. Now we created this for travel retail only. Okay. So it's only travel retail. So after getting some credibility with the distillery started to open up the vault to age whiskey. Yep. And they come and said, we've got a small allocation of 12-year-old. Would you be interested? And was I interested? Oh boy, to have an aged whiskey in your portfolio was just something very, very special. Yeah. So we taste tested or road tested quite a lot of different barrels and quite a lot of different casks. So the next one we came up to was a PX sherry cask. Why sherry? Because in Asia, sherry is very popular. So we were able to lock this away. And once again, I was on cloud 9. It was like, okay, my second dream's come true. And so what happened after that is that the distillery said, you know what, we think that you are a really serious player. Huh. What about if we tempt you with one more SKU? All right. So
that's this baby, is it?
So this baby here. So this one here is very special. What is so special is that it's a Mezzanura cask. And I've worked with a lot of different whiskies before, but to be honest, I didn't know a lot about Mezzanura casks before. So what is so special about Mezzanura cask is that I didn't know that the tree takes 200 years to grow.
Right.
And so therefore it's very rare. The wood on the Mezzanura cask is not straight, it's all bent. So to actually make a barrel out of Mezzanura is extremely difficult to make. And so when the distillery, our partners at the distillery said, right, okay, we can give you a small Mezzanura cask, do you want it? And again, it was just like a dream come true. So we built up a little bit of credibility with the distillery. We got some points, we got some runs on the board, and hence we came up with our core range,
Yep.
which is our pure malt Mezzanura cask 12-year-old, and our 12-year-old sherry cask. So what happened after that? I thought that was enough. You know, I was very happy with having 3. Then the distillery said, can we tempt you with a few more age statements?
Okay.
I said, okay, so tempt me all you like.
Whoop.
So the first one is that we have some aged 15-year-old pure malt Mezzanura cask. Would you be interested in taking a small allocation? At that stage I was thinking, I would love to, but the finances are getting a little bit tight as well. How do we go about doing this? So we worked out quite a good proposal with the guys from the distillery, and we came up with this 15-year-old limited edition travel retail exclusive.
So this is really getting momentum by this stage,
This is getting
right?
momentum at this stage,
This
Martin.
isn't that single SKU that you talked about
No.
right at the start, okay?
It's not.
All right.
So then the distillery said, we have a small allocation of 18-year-old, would you be interested? They said, not one 18-year-old, would you be interested in taking 2 18-year-olds?
Okay.
Okay, so once again, so I probably went a little bit too early and didn't think about it too much, but to have 15-year-old, 12-year-old, 18-year-old. So the difference between the two 12-year-olds, one is an 18-year-old Mezzanura cask, pure malt, and this one is an 18-year-old blended, still Mezzanura cask.
Got it.
So, so a little bit different.
Yep.
And then the crown jewel.
Okay.
The piece of resistance.
Okay, this is a big revelation.
This is it.
Okay, wait for this.
Is 21-year-old.
Okay.
So I've had the privilege of drinking a lot of aged whiskey in my life, yeah? To have 12-year-old is amazing, 15-year-old next level, 18-year-old again, but then to have 21-year-old, this was sort of it. But I had to stop here, huh? I could not let them talk me into anything above this.
No.
So we only small allocations of the 15s, the 18s, and 21-year-olds, but we ended up creating from 1 SKU to 7 SKUs.
And the timeline of all that from go to woe
2
is
years.
what? 2 years.
2 years.
2 years, and you've created this.
So about 4 years in thinking, 2 years in creation. Yep, from going from a blank A4 sheet of paper to an idea to actually having physical product that we got here today.
Fantastic story. And here you are at the show. This is the international debut, as it were.
This is the unveiling of unveiling our global launch.
Well,
yeah. Word has got around that we're creating this, and a few retailers have asked, can we have it before the show? We did do a deal with a Volta in Hong Kong. Why? Because Hong Kong is obviously where I live, and it's great to have your product in your home territory. But we've left it pretty much all till today.
Wow, it's fantastic. Well, we'll take the word out to the world as well, Harry.
Thank you
That's
so much.
a heck of a story, and a lot of determination, passion, and courage has gone into this. And we wish you very well.
Thank you
with
so much.
Misaka going forward.
No, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the support.
All right.
Thank you to your team and more. You guys are a great support. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure.
Great. Thank you.